Hey Nicole, it's Tyson, and I've been meaning to get back to you for about 9 days now. You sent me an email to talk about the social studies curriculum. So I'm going to attempt to get through this and answer some of your questions. This is the curriculum. It's awesome. It is very long. It's about 330 pages. So there's got a lot of great stuff in there. One of the things that I think was great was how easy it is to read the scope and sequence. I know that you can't see it, everybody has their own, but I just like how simple it is when you're looking at it from kindergarten through 6th grade. One of the other things I liked was how easy it is to use. Like for example, I'm just pulling this unit from kindergarten and civics. I like the supporting questions with the examples for sample tasks. That's a lot of information, but that's a lot of information that the teachers could really use when they're being handed a brand new curriculum that's 300 or more pages and saying, all right, let's hit the ground running. One of the other things that I like about it is that in the back there's actually an added manual that gives teachers an idea for how to read the C3 framework, and it goes into great detail about that. One of the things that I think is a challenge, that might pose a challenge, not is always a challenge, is I'll give you an example. If I can find it real quick. Okay, so this would be, I don't remember which grade this is, but you'd think that every page is a new lesson, and even if it's spilled over to the next page, that there would be a page break. But there's really no page breaks, and I think that's kind of good because it helps save on lots of paper. But for example, Objective 4 starts right here, about 2/3 of the way down, and so you read through the lesson, and then you're trying to figure out, okay, when is it over? And then, well, it's over here, and then 2/3 of the way down the next page is Objective 5, and so right there. So teachers might have to search a little bit, but that was only just one instance. That's not in every grade level at all. That was just one thing that I found when I was going through here to figure out what I wanted to talk about. I do like, though, that the teachers went into great detail, because even on performance tasks, I'm trying to figure out the way, they included links. So when the teachers go to the online curriculum, they can click on those links to take them right to those resources. Which leads me to other resources. We went with McGraw-Hill, and one of the concessions the teachers chose to make was if we ordered half of the classroom textbooks, then that would give us more room for supplemental resources. For example, if we have 4 sections of 4th grade, we're going to order textbooks for just 2 of them, because we're going to pool the rest of that money from K through 6 into a 7-year subscription to BrainPop and BrainPop Junior. I think that's really helpful because that not only addresses the social studies aspect, but I see a lot of teachers in other subject areas using BrainPop and BrainPop Junior, which I think is great as long as they're teaching the curriculum and they're bringing this in as a supplemental and they're not teaching BrainPop and BrainPop Junior, because that would be not good. Let's see. You had talked to me about, or you posed a question about adjusting to the Missouri learning standards. I think that, I'm looking for it in here. Excuse me. I think that what's going to be an adjustment is that when we started writing this curriculum, the Missouri Learning Standards had just come out with a draft. So that's what we went with. We went with the new draft because we didn't want to go with the old standards knowing that something new was going to be coming out. So I know that the committee opted to say, let's take the draft of what we have and just write off of that. And if there's changes, they can make changes or adjustments later. And we're at least being proactive, knowing that there's changes that are going to be made. And one of the biggest things that I think comes out of this, the K through 6, is that 4th grade teaches the units about Lewis and Clark and things like that. Well, with the new learning standards, that gets pushed down to 3rd grade. So, your 5th grade gets pushed down to 4th, your 4th grade gets pushed down to 3rd. So in our building, in other buildings, you'll have teachers who didn't teach Lewis and Clark until fourth grade. Those third grade teachers will be teaching it now. That's just a little bit of information I have. I know we're going to meet next week, but I just thought that I had a lot more to say than just putting it in an email. It's a lot of typing and a lot of text to read. So I don't know if this helps you with your curriculum newsletter. I know we're going to meet next week. I just wanted to respond to you and let you know that I'm excited about it. It's a big document, but it was a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into it. And I think it's a really great, rigorous, and viable product for our students to get into next year. All right, Nicole, I will talk to you later. Thanks. Take care.